Welcome, this is Isaac, a place where I'm bound by blue, a place where I love to talk about my beloved Carlton and other AFL matters. We're through. We drew the game, we got the 2 points. It wasn't the prettiest game, but it was high stakes. We went into the game as hot favourites, and rightly so. And the Bulldogs had a few of their best players out, including their captain Bont. Darcy, who's missed the majority of the season with an ACL, sadly for them. And there was also no English. Dale wasn't there either, so they had some real top liners out. So it was on us to get the job done. Now, thankfully, we were able to scrap the result at the end. We jagged the 2 points. A draw was enough. We started the game very poorly and they scored the first 2 goals despite our centre square dominance. Then we went on a roll and scored 5 goals. We were lucky in the end, and I'm relieved. We're in 10th spot, and the best thing about it is that it ends St Kilda's dreams and hopes. It's another failure for the Saints this year. Suck eggs, Rossi Lyon, JSOS, Tom DeConning, cry me a river, and go and sook again to the AFL. That's okay, we can handle that. You're a sooky club, you're the most sooky club in the land. Anyway, enough about the hapless Saints. We don't want to give them too much airtime. Ed Richards and Liberatore were enormous for the Dogs. They were enormous. When you consider that Ed Richards, what he did with our Bonts in the team, he was huge. Kennedy also rolled up his sleeves for the Doggies. But let's talk about our club, my team. Let's talk about the Navy Blues. When you consider where we were at, after 9 rounds, we were 1-8, and it led to Voss getting sacked, his departure. Just consider what we've had to do to get to where we've gotten to. Unprecedented that an interim coach has won 10 games and a draw in 13 weeks. We've made it to the finals with a game spare. That's huge. And that was playing the Lions twice. We've had to beat the Lions and the Cats, last year's 2 grand finalists, amongst other results, to get the job done. So that's a huge tick. I thought Cripps and Walsh were superb yesterday. They were just as good as Ed Richards for the Doggies. I thought they were huge. Walsh was so lion-hearted. Harry Dean, geez, he's an old head for such a young player. He took that clutch mark in the end, in that last 80 to 90 seconds of frantic chaos. He took that overhead intercepting mark to calm us down. Blake Acres, who I've been critical of this year, he had a moment very early in the game where he dropped a simple mark running back, which cost us a goal. And I was not very happy. I thought apart from that, it was probably his best game of the year, and he was especially huge in the dying 7-8 minutes of the game. He seemed to have a lot of run in his legs, and he got dirty. He got his hands dirty and rolled up his sleeves. And he got some valuable possessions and some valuable meters gained. He was enormous in that last few minutes. Will Haywood had a great game. He kicked 3 goals, including a huge hanger that could be a contender for Mark of the Year.
He's done some nice things, but Acres has got it again. Hayward with a fly! He got the perfect ride at the perfect time. Oh yeah, that's hang time.
Let's go, pitch. It's a hard landing. It's a sensational mark. Sanders just got caught under it.
He then went back limping. I thought he wouldn't take his kick. It's incredible that he was able to go back and compose himself, hobble, and kick the goal. And that's one of the trademarks of his game. He is a very good finisher. We are so grateful that we were able to acquire him. So he kicked 3. He was huge. It was a scrappy game. We made a lot of errors, but it was understandable. It was a high-stakes game. It was a really high-stakes game, and our season was on the line. And you could have forgiven me. You could have forgiven me to think that the ghosts of 2022 versus the Pies were going to rear their ugly head again. But thank goodness we were able to get the job done, and a draw became a win. So we've done it with a game spare. Would you rest some players in the last game, or do you go all broke and try and win the game against Freo, who have nothing to play for? One, to get another win on the board and to keep the momentum and form going. If we were to win, does that change our position from 10th to 9th? Possibly. That would then set up a game at the MCG, or against the Pies, possibly. Or do you put the queue in the rack and give a few players a well-earned rest? And I'm talking about, for starters, Haywood I wouldn't play. I mean, the coach said post-match that he was pretty sore. So in a game that means nothing, and Haywood is so important to us, you don't play him next week. You give him the week off, and hopefully he's right for that sudden death match. Do you consider giving Walshy and Cripps a spell as well? They have played every game this year and have been huge. So they're probably the 3 that I would think, do you not play them next week? And you give the Campo twins a look. You give Ashton Moyer a look. Nothing to lose. What do we do with Pitto? Because Pitto's been huge. Pitto's been huge. So there's some decisions. I thought Wiedering played well and showed us why at times some of the big marks that he took, he looked good. I must admit he looked good. I don't like it sometimes when he just hacks the ball down the line, up in the air off his foot. There are some times when he does that. But I think we're a better side with him in our back 50. So there's a decision there. But friends, family, Blue Baggers, we've qualified. Amazing effort. It's a massive tick. Do you rest anyone for next week against Freo? Or do you go broke and try and win the game, and then that means that we would play at the MCG in the first week? Or do we come to Adelaide, the House of Pain? Now, if we do play Adelaide here, we shouldn't fear them, even though we have a shocking record against them. It'll be the first time that we play under a new coach versus them. We're a better side. Crows will have it all on them. All the pressure will be on Adelaide. They lost both finals games last year. So all the pressure is on them. We're underdogs and we get a free hit and we can play with freedom. We can play with freedom, but we have to start well. But we can play with freedom and go in with nothing to lose. And it'll be all on the Crows. They are under a lot of pressure. And Nix, if he loses that first final, after losing both finals at home last year when they finished on top of the ladder, would that spell the end of Nix's career? There's a campaign in Adelaide. I live in Adelaide. There's a campaign in Adelaide, and a lot of Crow supporters would agree, and they're not happy with him. They want to sack Nix. Could it be that the Blue Baggers cause an unlikely upset, end Nix's career, and farewell Tex Walker as well at the same time. Now that would be a story. That would make my summer. Win, lose or draw, I love my club. I'm nearly on 1,000 subs. It's absolutely free to subscribe to my channel. And I love hearing from the community. All are welcome. Let me know in the comments down below, would you rest players for the Freo game or not? Who are your best players? And win, lose or draw, I love my club, and I will catch you next week. Go the Mighty Blues.
Karmas flies at the fall of the ball. Kemp tries to get himself out of trouble. Evans can be the hero. It goes all the way through. Dirksen takes the mark, kicks the goals, scores, level. Blues are suddenly back in.
There you go, wild card. Book your tickets, mate. Isaac, I'll be seeing you in Melbourne because Carlton's going to beat Freo this week. Guaranteed. They'll rest players. Carlton will win. And then, yeah, I'll see you in Melbourne if you're coming down for the wild card round. That's if we might get Melbourne or Collingwood. We'll see. We'll have to see soon. Maybe Adelaide. No, we won't get Adelaide unless we lose. But I don't know how it works, so I don't care anyway. So, yeah, whoever we get, if we play like what we play with the doggies, well, we're going to be shit house. But hopefully they learn from this and they won't repeat that. Look, we got the draw. The draw was enough to, you know, book our team to finals. Not like the St Kilda supporters, mate. Poor guys, they got nothing to look forward to. All that money and nothing, man. Imagine just missing out. Well done, Ross. Done well. TDK, well done. JSOS, well done, you traitor. All the best. Have a good long holiday, mate. And think about what you've done in the year and come back in 2027. I hope hopefully you'll improve a little bit, you know? Or you're still going to be the shitty Saints. Enough said about that. Yeah, the dogs draw I was at the game. It was a scrappy game. It was a shit game, to be honest. It was good, it was good for entertainment, but it wasn't good how we were playing. We were playing so bad. I reckon Josh Fraser was lip syncing. You see the footage of him saying we were shit. Yeah, we played like shit. We did. We can't play like that in the finals, in the thing, or we're going to be in real big trouble. So, yeah. I wanted to give you a shout out, by the way, my friend. Thank you for this amazing gift you gave me. The bubblehead, the Fev one. Hey, there you go. My boy, Fev. Mate, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to return the favour very soon. I've got something cooked up for you. You're going to love from a past player. He's going to get you something. So keep an eye on that. So, yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you in Melbourne with the Wild after the Fremantle game. We see who we win. If we win, we'll get, I think, Melbourne. And if we lose, I think we get Adelaide. But we've got to see what's going to go on. Yeah, so let's see how it pans out, man. Hopefully, we can peak at the right time. I would love to see Carlton Collingwood in wildcard. They'll be the best. If we get Carlton Collingwood wildcard, done. You have to come down to Melbourne for that game. But anyway, go Baggers. I'm going to go to the Freo game and I'll keep you posted on that one. Go the Wildcard Blues.